What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Brandon Bennett. I'm going to be talking to you guys today about college, how I think college can be pretty much a scam in my opinion, and then also within virtual sales and virtual life insurance sales, what we do, how you can build long-term wealth with renewals or passive income. You see the shirt, Miracle of Renewals. I wore it for a reason for you guys. So to start off, first thing I want you guys to know, I went to college. I have a degree in business management. It's, in my opinion, a piece of paper. So I'll give you some background. I went to college 4 years. It put me about $100,000 in debt. All right. So one thing I didn't realize when I was going to college is you have to pay for it at some point. It's not like it's free when you're there. And I think, and it amazes me, if you go try to get a business loan right now for $100,000 at a bank, they're gonna laugh in your face if you wanted to go open up your own business and be an entrepreneur. But if you wanna go to school, they'll give you that $100,000 faster than you could sign the piece of paper. So that's crazy to me. But to talk about that, I think one of the things when you look at it, if you go to school, okay, so again, I went to school for 4 years, graduated business management degree, have all that stuff. I learned absolutely nothing. And one of the things when I was in school was okay, I'm learning from somebody that I would not trade places with and somebody that makes 50 grand a year. No disrespect to a teacher out there, no disrespect at all, but for me and who I am and who I wanted to be, I would never listen to that person of anything they're trying to teach me. Somebody who should go to school is a doctor, a lawyer. Other than that, I don't think it's really necessary. But I want to obviously shout out the doctors and lawyers out there. You know, I had a friend who's a pharmacist. You need to go to school for that stuff, and I'm very appreciative of those type of people who should go to school. Now, I'm talking to somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur, get into business. So if you go to school for 4 years, it's cost, let's say I don't know the average, we could probably look it up. Let's say the average is $20,000 a year to go to school, okay? 4 years, that's $80,000. The 4 years you're in school, you're $80,000 negative, all right? So count that as a negative loss, okay? You ain't gonna make that much money in college. Versus if you got into virtual sales for 4 years. I'm talking if you absolutely suck at this job for 2 years, okay? Because I'm 26 years old, I'll make $1 million this year, and I've made over $2 million in 4 years already. But you're already behind $80,000 when if you were to get into entrepreneurship, day one, you're up, okay? You make one sale, you sell one life insurance policy, you sell one product. So I'm not even talking about just life insurance. I'm talking about entrepreneurship. You get somebody to come to your restaurant, your bar, whatever it is, you're up. You're not in debt. And that's the thing in virtual sales. We have no expenses. There is no startup fee other than your insurance license, which costs $200. So I can't begin to fathom the people that, and listen to their parents. I did it. My mom and dad are probably gonna watch this video. I'm grateful that I went to college. I played college basketball. That was literally the only reason that I did go to school. But looking back on it, if I was to graduate high school, okay, I'm a millionaire I'm in my 20s, I would go to a big D1 university to network and make a bunch of friends that actually mean something versus going to play a D3 sport knowing I'm not going anywhere with it. It's just stupid at that point. Basketball's over, brother. Hang it up. We're not going to the NBA. And that's the thing I think some people get so caught up in is their parents in their ear. And if you're a parent watching this, shame on you if you're in your kid's ear, forcing them to go to college and forcing them to do something they don't want to do. So I've been in leadership 4 years now, and one of the things that I have to deal with sometimes is people come to me yo, my parents said this, and they want me to go to school or they want me to do this. And I'm you're your own person. You do what you want, okay? Just like I did what I always wanted to, all right? My parents didn't force me to go to school. I wanted to go to college to play basketball. But looking back, that's how my mindset would have changed on it, is because I was about $100,000 in debt when I graduated college, and I didn't realize that when I went to college. Like, you don't realize what you're racking up. You like, yeah, you know, you're fathoming it, but you don't got to pay it back while you're in school, so it's really not a reality. And also, if you're the type of person who lives in scarcity and has a scarce mindset, is scared to tell your parents the truth, you're never going to get anywhere in life. You're never going to be that person. You're never going to be the Michael Jordan of a team, LeBron James of a team. So not only is the money thing an issue, but it's also the time you're losing. People don't realize this. You need to sacrifice in your 20s. That's when you need to sacrifice. You can't sacrifice when you're 30, 40 years old with a wife and kids, trying to raise kids and make sacrifices then. You got to pay now and then play later. One of my mentors always says, you pay the price now so later on in life in your 50s, you can play, you can have fun, you can raise a family. So that's one of the things I think that people don't really understand is the time that goes into it as well. And the time that you're losing out on is all of the wisdom that you're going to learn in business, the young self you have, because if you look at anything, when you're younger, you have more energy, you have more passion, you have more drive. Sometimes people lose that as they get older, whether you want to admit it or not. You always have to have that dog in you, all right? But that's one of the things that I think, the couple things that hold people back. Their parents up their ass in their ear telling them what to do when it's your life, you should live your life, rather than go to college and be in debt $80,000 to $100,000 versus profit to up $100,000, $200,000 profit. So to discuss the next thing, the renewals part, okay? In life insurance, you get paid on a policy you sell for the rest of your life, as long as the policyholder keeps it or doesn't die, okay? And with our team, our retention is 86% right now, so that means 86% of people keep their policies. So what I want you guys to understand, there's about a couple industries you can make passive income. The first is music, or singing, songwriting, whatever you want to call it, record labels. I don't even know how it works, but every time you stream a song, that person gets paid. The second is real estate. Now, to make passive money in real estate, you need money, okay? You can't buy a house with no money and rent it to somebody if you have no money to buy a house. The third is the financial services industry, which is life insurance. Okay, for example, if you're a car salesman out there, so all you car salesmen, if you sell a car, you get paid on it uno times, one. All right, that's it. Done deal, never get paid on it again. If I sell a life insurance policy, after 12 months and that person's still paying on it, I get 1 to 5% of their monthly premiums until they cancel or they die. So right now, okay, I've been in the insurance industry for almost 5 years. My passive income is about $10,000 to $15,000 per month. I've only been here 4 years, and the team's only growing and getting bigger, all right? That's why we're looking to recruit you, whoever you are watching this, or if you're on the team, that's why you need to lock in more. But with building your passive income up, I don't think a lot of people realize how much of a life changer that is. If I didn't work, if my team did nothing, I didn't sell anything for the whole month, I would make 10 to 15 grand per month without doing a thing. That's on the work I've already done. That is how you build wealth, okay? When building wealth, because I've talked to a financial advisor who's worth millions and millions of dollars, handles millions and millions of dollars for very successful people. The first way to building real wealth, not getting rich, I'm talking wealthy, is find a vehicle where you can make money. If you can't find a vehicle where you can make a lot of money, you ain't ever gonna get wealthy. And then it's about investing it and putting it into the right stuff. But with residual income, in my opinion, it is literally the easiest way to get rich, to get wealthy, to have a lot of money, because we get paid unreal upfront money, and then on the back end with the residual income, it's absolutely insane. I've met people in this company that work 20 years, they're making $250,000 per month passively. They don't got to do any work, they've already did the work, and they're making that passively to do whatever they want with. It's absolutely insane. So I want you to, if you're watching this, how would that change your life? Ask yourself what that would do. How would that change your life? Because the opportunity's here. It's real, it exists, I'm in it. I do it, I live it, it's unbelievable. And then there's been other people in the company that I know, and this is amazing, they've worked in the company 20, 30 years and they've passed away. What our company does, the renewals and the residual income go to their living spouse, which is absolutely insane. We had a lady, a spouse of somebody who passed away, speak to our agency one time about the money she still receives from the company based on her husband's work 20 years ago. Like, that's absolutely insane. That's life-changing. So the power of renewals, the miracle of renewals, you can see the shirt. That's one of the things that not only in virtual sales is the upfront money great, but the passive income, you can build a family on. This is a long-term career. If you're watching this, this isn't like a get rich quick. This is a get rich for sure. You can build long-term wealth. And to go back to the real estate thing, I'm getting about $10,000 to $15,000 a month passively. You need about, I believe the number was $10 million in paid off real estate to make that money, which, that's $10 million paid off. That means you gave someone $10 million and you're renting your properties out, and each month that's what you're getting. That number could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was accurate from what I was told. But that's where, please, if you're watching this, if you're a young person, just graduated high school, just graduated college, I'm not saying to don't listen to your parents, okay? But you shouldn't take advice from people you wouldn't trade places with. What I mean by that, you shouldn't take financial advice from somebody who's never made a lot of money, all right? You should take marriage advice from somebody who's never been divorced. If somebody's been together and married 40 years, you should listen to them about a relationship, because I'm sure they've been through some shit. They've been through some hardships. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to listen to somebody about financial advice who makes 50 grand a year. That's what most people who tell you go to college make, 50 grand a year. And I'm passionate about this because I've been through it. I went to college. I lived that life of the going out. You're paying $100,000 to go out and go to the club and get drunk with your friends and smoke weed. That's what most college kids do. And nowadays, all you need to do is use ChatGPT to get the answers. So with virtual sales, you're getting into a career where not only are we going to mentor you, but the things that we're able to teach somebody, sales is a skill set. You can use sales in anything in life. So picture this. You and your 5 friends want to go to dinner. One wants Chinese, one wants sushi, one wants burgers, one wants Italian food. Well, your job is to sell all your friends on why you want Italian food. So sales is in everything. If you think it's not, you're lying to yourself. And that's why when you learn sales, you're never going to unlearn it. It's something you can't unlearn once you get it. That's why in the industry, 90% of people fail. That 10% gap that succeed, that's why there's the most millionaires created are from the financial services industry, because there's so much failure. Failure is a good thing. For the person like me, the eager person that I am, you got to think about, if all these people are failing, let's ask why. And it's pretty much that they're soft and can't handle rejection. That's why that 10% makes so much money in sales and financial services, which is life insurance sales. So after everything you guys just heard, you need to make the sacrifices and take the risk when you're young, not when you're 30 years old, not when you graduate college at 24. That's not the time to take a risk. Fortunately for me, I started this career in college at the time, and I had no excuses. Full-time college student making 20, 30 grand a month in virtual sales. And I think people get caught up in the fun they have. And for me, it was just like, I got to man up, I got to boss up. I was sick of being broke. You have to really dig deep and get sick of something to become great. You have to pull it out of you. It's not even discipline at that point. It's just pure will. You want your life to change. You want to get out of your circumstances. And for me, that's what it was. I needed out of my current circumstances. I was sick of being broke. I was sick of being in my hometown. I needed out, and I needed to get around winners. All right, I needed to get around people worth a lot of money that motivated me, that had the things I wanted. And if you're watching this, and maybe that's something you want, hopefully we'll see you soon on our company overview. But listen, that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you stayed this long, appreciate you. Let's go.